Hi, today I'm bringing you the ABEKA first grade curriculum review. We received a lot of parent books with this, and I can't wait to tell you about how we used it and how well it worked for us. Well, my name is Holly, and I am a work-at-home homeschooling mom, and I chose to go with the ABEKA first grade curriculum for my daughter. Now, we originally were going to do the ABEKA Academy, and so they sent you as the parent this huge stack of parent keys and test materials to use. We ended up not going that route, and so I did not need to use a video manual, although it was a really good guide. So when it came time for me to kind of toss the video manual aside after the first couple of weeks, and I realized that wasn't going to work for my family, I had these lessons plans already in hand, ready to go. They did come at an extra cost. However, if you purchase the parent-led homeschool curriculum, you're going to receive this plus the other manuals and a plethora of many other manipulatives and charts and graphs for you to use when you're teaching. I did not have all those, but I still felt like it was a successful first year for us for this first grade curriculum. And I was pleased with how it all turned out. So if you don't know, ABEKA is a Christian curriculum. So it offers a Christian worldview, a biblical worldview that is embedded into each of its lessons. It also is a spiral curriculum, so it is very good about going back and reviewing things throughout the year. The one thing that we really enjoyed about the ABEKA curriculum was its ease of use. Everything that you needed is right here in the curriculum manuals, the lesson plans. There's a preparation section, and then it jumps into the procedure, and it will actually feed you the words to tell your child through each lesson. And then it's followed by an application section, and in some of the sections there's actually kind of an extension part written into the curriculum as well, which is really nice because you can actually take your child to another level of critical thinking through the material. So ease of use is one of the things that really stood out. I mean, there is a lot of teacher instructor manuals to work through, but each one is for a unique and specific purpose, so it's not that complicated once you get your system in place. Basically, you're going to have your language, you're going to have your curriculum guide, which kind of guides you through the teaching and then directs you to the different worksheets and pages and activities that the child is supposed to do. And then you have your teacher keys. So like, for example, language arts, they may be doing a page of language arts, which looks like this, and this is the kids page, but basically on the teacher key it's written in, the answers are written in for you to grade and assess their progress. They're doing about a page, like one side of a sheet for most lessons, except for math. Arithmetic is front and back. Along with that, they have writing work as well. So they send you writing tablets for the children to do a lot of writing work and review of the material that they're learning, whether it's math, whether it's copy work for handwriting, or additional type of spelling that they're practicing. We did not follow the curriculum to the T, to be honest with you. I have an early reader, and so a lot of the English language arts was based around phonics. This curriculum comes with 9 books and a Bible reader. So we read through the 9 books. Within those books, it still focuses on developing an understanding of phonics, and each book progresses to a level more challenging than the previous one, which is great. And there's a lot of critical thinking questions in there, and just breaking down the usage of the phonetic words throughout the curriculum. So the lessons complement one another really, really well, where they're themed out lessons. And so you'll see the same thing carry through from math to writing to language arts, whether it's a Bible theme or verse or a character story theme or verse that you're reading about. It kind of flows through, and which is really great. Another thing that I like a lot about the ABEKA curriculum is that it's very colorful. Very, very colorful pages. This is the language arts book. You can kind of see how on language arts they focus a lot on blends and letter sounds, and just making sure that they're really grasping the phonetics behind their learning to aid them in their reading, which in turn will help them be a really great speller. But like it builds a solid foundation for reading and for spelling, which, you know, hand in hand leaks over into writing as well. It's very, very thorough curriculum. We're not missing a beat when it comes to what your child needs to know on this level. Another thing about the ABEKA is that when I look at a lot of other curriculums, ABEKA tends to lean towards being a year advance. So like arithmetic 1, for example, or language arts 1 as first grade, but first grade a lot of things they're learning in this would be on a second grade level. And so I would say it's ahead. So when I go and look at other curriculum, I look at first grade, I'm like, oh, we've already done that. So as I look at other curriculums for second grade, I'm looking at second grade, and we've already covered a lot of that material in the first grade curriculum with ABEKA. Now, as I mentioned, it does seem to be worksheet heavy. You may want to gauge your child that day. It depends on if they're a worksheet kind of child or not, but it's a lot of hands-on practice and writing what they do, coloring, circling letters, identifying sounds, and it's accompanied by tests every week. In math, you have math quizzes and drills, and you also have a math test at least once a week. There's phonetic language tests as well, which we didn't do because we just didn't have to do, but I am going to save it. For example, you would there's a verbal aspect to it, a memorization part for them to do. So, you know, when you have curriculum, one thing I'm learning is just not to be subject to the curriculum, to let it serve you. And I felt like it served me well. So my personality in the beginning really tend to kind of like want to follow the process, the procedure, how it's laid out. I love that. That's how I kind of operate. But I was able to make an adjustment with myself and allow this curriculum to work for me and benefit me and the needs that we needed to have it for. And the things that I didn't use, I'll be able to use with my next child. One of my favorite things that came with the ABEKA curriculum was this book here. It's called Handbook for Reading. And it's a 4th edition, and it's a phonics textbooks. And this is really, really great. I feel like anyone could use this book or pick up this book if you're teaching your child phonics and teaching them how to read. It just breaks down all of the blends and sounds so well. Here's an example of a little page in here. I don't know if you could see that or not, but I kind of just wanted to show you this because it takes them from the very basic sounds in the beginning to all of these words, understanding these words, being able to read these words, and you know, it goes alongside with the reading program. So I mean, this is the beginning. This is how it starts. It starts very basic with A, apple, ending with this type of word challenge. I would recommend this book right here for you if there was nothing else that you picked up from ABEKA. This is the size, by the way, too, of most of their readers that they have. And their readers focus on a lot of different things, from character, values, and so there's other lessons built into all of the stories that they're reading as well, which is great. And I love that about the readers that they have, because in the beginning of each reader, it lets you know that this book talks about building character development. Those are some of the great things that we liked about the ABEKA curriculum, and you know, some of the things that and some of the ways that we used the curriculum and made it work for us without being so cookie cutter with following everything in this book. I do want to say another thing that I really liked about the curriculum is that it gives you an option of doing manuscript or cursive writing, and we went with cursive writing, which is hardly ever taught, or if it is, it's taught like in 3rd grade, and so we went with cursive, and so my daughter's already learning cursive, which was great. I think she enjoyed being able to do something new and different with writing. And with writing, it starts basic. Once you get through learning your cursive letters and writing some short sentences and doing copy work, a lot of it leans into creative writing, and you start learning how to do a little bit of research and putting together a story in a sequence. And it also just kind of embeds the holidays throughout the curriculum as well. You'll see how the curriculum changes from fall theme through winter theme through springtime. So it was very, very well put together. The math curriculum is a lot of memorization, and so I would prefer the math to have a little bit more critical thinking behind it, such as the y is 2 plus 2 equal 4. That is what is taught in some of the newer maths that are out there. And so I have throughout the year utilized other resources. I'll have to share those with you on another video and let you know some of the supplemental tools that we use throughout the school year. I would say we followed it at least 90% of the time, but I did kind of get comfortable once we figured out our flow as a first year homeschooling parent, and once I figured that out, I began to tweak it and adjust it to meet our needs. Also, to add a little bit about the history, science, and health, I had ordered this curriculum lesson plan and opened it very, very little. It comes with reader books, and I saw that it kind of broke it down with art, because we did do art. Music, we didn't do music specifically, but we do have a lot of music in our home. I ended up not doing this. We ended up just doing those as unit studies. So I would take 6 weeks and we would focus on health, you know, and health would talk about your body, taking care of yourself, manners, safety in different places. Then we had community helpers, which talks about different types of careers and things people do, such as librarians, police officers, teachers, pastors. What do these people do? People that work at the post office. And then geography, it talked about several of the different continents. We also learned about some of the presidents in history. And so it was a very good introduction for these subjects for this level. I know a lot of people don't jump right into science and history and health. Maybe some wait until 3rd grade. You don't need this. Grab you some books, read. It would be my recommendation. Have fun with it. We pulled out maps and looked at maps. We looked at globes. You know, we had fun with it, and I just kind of brought in my own manipulatives as I read through the book. But for 1st grade, I felt like I definitely knew enough science, history, and health to be able to teach my child without a curriculum. I just didn't know until I knew that I could do it. So that is my review of the ABEKA 1st grade curriculum. I hope you enjoyed. If you found this video informative and helpful, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and make any comments below. If you have questions about it, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have from the information I share with you in this video. And I did do a review of the ABEKA K4 curriculum as well, so make sure you find that. I'll try to link it in here somewhere, and so make sure you look for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.